In this video, I'm just going to talk about how I'm feeling right now in my life based on the events and the circumstances that have happened over the last couple of months, the last year and a half of me being in business and doing online coaching, so on and so forth. So I'm at the point now where the the gap between who I was and who I am and who I'm becoming is becoming more and more apparent and drastic as time goes on. So like the people who I believed in, the people who said they believed in me, whether it be family, friends, anybody of that nature, people I worked with, or even still currently work with in my other job, is that like they don't really believe in me. They don't really want to see me win. Like, and the part that hurts the most is that it's family, it's friends, and the people who I would I would die for essentially, and the people who I would want to see win and be the absolute best version of themselves, which is what I've endeavored to give to them, which is like push them and elevate them alongside me, and to give them all the tools, all the insight, all the perspective, all the love, everything that I could possibly give as a human being to help and see them win and to become who they want to become in their own personal lives. By seeing whatever their dream is and seeing whatever they're striving for and going for, I've I've been there to help them and be there for them to push them into that spotlight to be who they want to be, regardless of what it does to me. Even if I don't get any shine, I don't care about having the shine. I don't. I want to see the people around me win. But what I don't appreciate is how I get deemed the bad guy or seen as a person who isn't giving or real when that's all I've endeavored to be and that's all I have been. That's all I am. So I say that to say the people who I've lost, as a matter of fact, who have lost me over the last couple of months, years, weeks, and even the last couple days, I feel nothing towards it because I know that I've learned from every single situation, every single scenario, and everybody who's not meant to be in my path, in my journey, they fall away. And that's okay with me. That's a-okay with me. And I'd rather it happen now while I'm on my grind and on my come up because I'm only 22. I'm only 22 right now. I still got a whole life to live. And the amount of people who showed their colors so early on in my life did me the biggest favor. So that when I do become more of who I am and have the achievements behind me and continue to do what I do and change the lives that I change by doing the business that I do and just being who I am as an individual, by me just keeping myself first and keeping God first, of course, and pushing further and further down this road and down this path of self improvement, personal development, of business, then they won't be there. And it won't be genuine because they they're waiting for me to get to the finish line so that I can just give them a handout and they can be right there next to me. So they keep their proximity so that they can just be like, I was there all along, without giving any real input into the journey, into the process of being at the bottom of the bottom and being in a state as to where I have the weight of the world on my shoulders and they just watch me try and carry it all alone without reaching their hand out to try and help. Which I don't expect anybody to help me. I have no expectations for anybody. I don't expect anything from anybody whatsoever. I know for a fact that I can do this. Maybe not by myself because I know that God's got me, but when it comes to people, I don't trust that people have my best interest at hand as much as I have either their best interest at hand or mine for myself. So with that being said, all I can do is keep going, keep pushing, keep grinding, keeping my head down. And that's the reason I'm making this video because like I've been documenting my journey on every other social media platform, Instagram, TikTok, and then I just started posting my shorts that I post on all the other socials here on YouTube. And I haven't posted a video here on YouTube in like over a year at this point. It's been just over a year. And one of the first couple of videos that I posted, it was to get in front of the camera and to start to document my journey. And then I began to realize how much more work that business requires than just making a couple videos and putting together a couple meal plans. It's more than that. But with that, I've been able to work into and build my purpose and build the character and the things that I needed to develop within myself to even get back to this point to post another video. Because over the last year, I've gone through so many emotions, so many wins, so many losses, so many times where I felt like I was broken and I hit rock bottom by chasing this dream of freedom. And with that, I've been on the grind. I've been hustling. I've been doing what I know to do, which is work and to hustle and to grind. And the people who have been closest to me, they've seen the elevation. They've seen who I've became, but they don't want to admit it because it reflects back to them their inadequacies and who they are in their personal life, in their professional life, with their relationships with themselves and people. Although it's not intentional, that's the reality. And the people who can't seem to accept that are the same ones who try and throw dirt on my name and try and manipulate me and trying to belittle me and keep me small. Because I know that when I speak with power. I speak with clarity. I move with intention. I have purpose. And that makes people uncomfortable. So I've gotten to the point where I don't care anymore about what people think about me, what people feel about me, the emotions behind the mask that people wear, because all of it that's it's not my problem. That's their problem, and how my presence and my being makes them feel. I know how I feel. I know who I am, and I know that the work that I'm doing and the change and value that I create in people's lives by me simply just being me is enough. Can I do more? 1,000%, 1,000,000%. And I wouldn't be making this video if I didn't believe that I should be doing more and could be doing more. And at this point, I feel like I have the only thing else to give is more of me to the cause, to building my business, to impacting more lives. Because for the year that I've been gone off of YouTube, then the impact that I've had on the other platforms and the documentation of my process up until this point, to this date and time, has been immense. So even with that, I'm so grateful and blessed that people have stayed to watch my journey and to watch my elevation and to have their lives change by way of my content. I appreciate it 1,000%. And it's a shame that complete strangers and people that I've never met a day in my life, not a single day in my life that I've met face to face or even had a DM with them, support me more than people who have known me for years. For years. And some even since birth. And even with that being said, I still give. And I still give. But it comes a point in time where you can only give so much before you choose to give no more to certain causes. And you close certain doors. And I was thinking about it earlier today, and I was like, I understand why people say you need to leave your hometown. You need to start a life somewhere else aside from where you grew up and with the people you grew up with and went to school with and so on and so forth. Because it's easy to stay stagnant and to stay in a position as to where People can't see any bigger than where they're at. They see their current situation and their current perspective as good as it gets. So they have no desire to strive for more, to work for more, to become more. So they repeat the same cycles, the same thought process, the same things day in and day out, and the same habits that have kept them and the previous generations of their family and other friends in the same situation that may not be favorable, keeping them small minded and narrow minded, and keep them in the situation as to where they wonder why they can't do more. But little do they know they can do more, but they choose not to. Because at the end of the day, what it comes down to is making the choice. Making the choice and the behavior to back it. And to be so consistent and to be so ruthless in the actions that you take that you have no choice but to become who you say you want to be. So that over time you become absolutely undeniable because of the work that you've done. Your track record speaks for itself, which is why I'm making this video right now. So it's somewhere where it's documented that I am everything I said that I will be. Because I promised the younger version of myself that I'll become the best version of myself. And that I will change lives. And even when I was 10, 11 years old, I wanted to do YouTube. I want to post myself open FIFA packs. I used to watch the Sidemen and open FIFA packs. Play Call of Duty, watch PewDiePie, play Slither, and want to make content. And I remember my parents told me no. That YouTube isn't a way to go, right? And that it's a waste, essentially. Meanwhile, I saw opportunity. I saw opportunity for me to do exactly what I want to do. Exactly what I wanted to do. But they shot it down and said no. Which I get it. They're from a different generation. Times are different back then. But now, it's up to me, as I've gotten older, to choose, regardless of what anybody thinks, exactly what I want to do. Day in and day out. Because it's up to me at the end of the day. It's up to you. If you want a life that's worth living, be willing to go through whatever it takes to get there. Because without you doing the work, you're never going to get there. Nobody's going to give you a handout. Even if you were to win the lottery, that would mean a lot less because you haven't built the character to be able to do what you can do to make it yourself. So it's much more worth it for you to suffer for a goal and dream that you deem important and worthwhile, so that you're on your purpose and working towards the best version of yourself. Because without you, there's nothing else. Without you, there's nothing else. So with that being said, I just wanted to come in here and make this video because over the last year, I wish I would have posted more YouTube videos on me building my business behind the scenes, because there's so much that I've done behind the scenes and so many pieces of content that I've put into courseworks and put into frameworks and the whole 9 yards of the whole back end of what I do. I've slaved over in order to make sure that it's something that the younger version of me would be proud of. And I didn't document that journey as good as I could have on YouTube. But on Instagram, I documented every single day of my life. On Instagram and TikTok. And now I'm coming back to YouTube to document the bigger picture, so you guys can see what my life is like as I move through life. So that maybe you guys, the complete strangers, the people a part of the Limitless lifestyle community can create a connection with me and see me for who I really am, aside from the image and the perception of family, of friends. Because you guys see me for who I really am. Because when I come on here, I'm 100% authentically me. And the people behind this camera and you watching this video, especially if you've made it this far, appreciate me 10 times more than family and friends. So I'll be making more videos. I'll be posting more content. If you haven't already, follow me on Instagram. I'll drop the link in the bio. If you haven't followed me on TikTok, follow me on TikTok. I'll drop that link in the bio as well. Um, yeah, so I just want to give you guys a heart to heart and a little update on where I've been when it comes to YouTube and social media over the last year, because I haven't been posting here on YouTube. But if you guys do want coaching, one-on-one fitness coaching to get in the best shape of your life physically and to mentally get in the best shape of your life to become a limitless man, then DM me Blueprint or shoot me a DM on Instagram and we can hop on a call to see if you can qualify for a position in my program. But with that being said, if you made it this far in this video, drop the word limitless with 5 exclamation points behind it, and I'll respond to you with a personalized comment. But yeah, appreciate you guys for watching, and yeah, become limitless.